Weeds, weeds, and more weeds. We're going to treat them today. Stick around to find out how to do maximum damage to the weeds and minimal damage to your Bermuda grass. What's up, guys? I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. Listen, it's probably time for me to come clean, fill y'all in on my dirty little secret from earlier in the year. I skipped my spring pre-emergent application, and right now I am paying the price for it. So let me be your bad example. I'm going to show you why you should never do that. So I've got pretty much every type of invading weed known to mankind right now. I've got broadleafs, I've got grassy weeds, I've got nut sedge, I've even got a little crabgrass, and I actually don't have the chemicals that can kill everything, but I do have the chemicals that are going to be able to kill probably 90 to 95% of it, and then anything that's left over, we're gonna hand pull. So let's get to the backpack sprayer. So what are we using to treat the weeds? Well, the old faithfuls, of course. We've got Celsius and we've got Sedgehammer. And then we're also gonna add a splash of surfactant that's just gonna allow it to stick to the leaf blade of those weeds better. And I've got the backpack sprayer filled up with only a gallon of water because I don't need to kill that many weeds, and anything more than that would just be a little bit of overkill. As far as how much product I use, well, I just use this little scoop that the Sedgehammer comes with. And for the nut sedge that I'm gonna treat, I put a scoop of the Sedgehammer. And then for the Celsius that I'm gonna use to treat, I actually use the high rate. So I put 3 scoops of the Celsius. Both Celsius and Sedgehammer are selective herbicides, and they don't have any temperature restrictions. And both of those are obviously important. A selective herbicide means it's not going to damage our Bermuda grass. It might do a little bit of yellowing just because the surfactant that I put in, and I made it a little bit more potent than I normally would, but it's not going to kill your Bermuda grass. And then the temperature restrictions, obviously, if you live in Texas, it's always hot. A lot of products, you can't even put them out if it's over like 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we have months where we don't really get under 80. That's an exaggeration, but we don't get much under 80. So it's important in Texas, if you're looking for a herbicide to put out on your lawn to do the least amount of damage, you want to find one that has no temperature restrictions. I always end up mixing anything I put in my backpack sprayers with this paint mixer attachment with my drill, but you can also just grab this one by the handle and shake it around until everything's mixed in. But at any rate, we are ready to treat. By the way, I am using my T-Jet nozzle here. That's going to give me a finer mist type spray, and it's going to stick better to the leaf blade. I'm a one-man army right now. I've got the camera in the left hand, I've got the spray wand in the right hand right now. And one important thing to consider whenever you're spraying for weeds is that it's not necessary to douse the weed. You don't have to go over it 100 times. I know it feels like you should. It's kind of counterintuitive, but really all you want is a nice even coating over the area that you're treating. It would have been better actually for me to switch to the smaller nozzle that this one came stock with, but I'm going to go ahead and roll with this one since I'm already set up. But I'm just going to work my way around the edge of the property, and like I said, we're not trying to douse everything, we're just trying to give a nice even coating all the way across. I do have some nut sedge right here. Make sure that I didn't miss any. I think we're good. And the reason that you're only seeing me work along the edge of the property is because those are the only spots that I actually have weeds. And really, more specifically, it's along the edge of one side of the property. You've already seen the worst of it over there on that fence line. Over here, there's really zero weed pressure, but I am essentially just trying to use up all the product at this point. If I ever get any weeds in a place that doesn't have any grass around it, I will use like a ground clear or something like that that gives you longer control. Got a little bit there. But for the most part, I don't struggle with weeds too much, but like I mentioned to y'all, I was a bonehead and skipped my pre-emergent application, and this is where that brought us. Okay, and the tank is pretty much empty, I believe. We have treated the lawn. Really the only thing left to do in this video is give y'all some check-ins. So I'll check in a few days and show y'all how the weeds are faring and how the Bermuda is faring. And then I'll check in a few days after that and do the same, and then we'll call it a video. We're back, and due to some unusual circumstances, it's actually been 6 days since I made that original application, but I'm sure you've seen on the news, we've had some devastating weather events over the course of the last week in our area. All of that's taken place probably within about an hour radius of our home here in New Braunfels. So first thing that I wanted to do before we moved on with the video was send our thoughts and prayers to the families and communities affected by all the flooding that's been taking place across the Texas Hill Country over the course of the last few days. All right, it's been 6 days since that Celsius and Sedgehammer combo application. Most of our weeds are along this fence line right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the effects of almost a week of that herbicide. So at this point, the weed killers have done all they're going to do to these plants, so it won't hurt me to come in and trim these up now at this point. But immediately after application, you do not want to cut or trim the area that you treated, because you do want to give that weed killer time to do some damage on those weeds. And I'm going to come over here and show y'all. I had like a random dandelion over here in the corner, the opposite corner of my property, and it's taken some major damage as well. And I wanted to show y'all that. And shockingly, even there's like a little pocket of crabgrass that has snuck into the corner of my yard. Even that took a hit from the herbicide. I'm not sure if it'll knock it out, but there's some yellowing and like purpling to that plant. Any weeds that didn't get completely knocked out or maybe pop back up after I trimmed the fence line, I'll have no problem hand pulling. Obviously nut sedge, you don't want to hand pull nut sedge, but I don't have that many weeds to begin with. I had enough to where I felt justified to put out some herbicide, but now that I've knocked out most of them with the Celsius and Sedgehammer, anything else that comes up, I'll just pull by hand. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave it a like. If you're enjoying the content and you wanna continue to see more of it, hit that black subscribe button below the video. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again soon. Lawn Insider, out.